Hey there, ChatGPT. I wonder if you could give me a definition of what the law of ontological consistency is.
Hey! The law of ontological consistency is basically the principle that your concepts, beliefs, or statements about reality shouldn't contradict the way reality itself fundamentally works. It's like a check that your mental map of the world has to line up with the actual structure of being, not just with language or logic. Are you thinking of it more in a philosophical sense, or more as a practical rule for reasoning and analysis?
Well, I'm just thinking about the other three laws of logic and how semantic they are. And so I was wondering, do you think the law of ontological consistency is a way of sort of grounding semantics in reality?
Exactly, that's a good way to put it. While the classic three laws of logic, identity, non-contradiction, and excluded middle, operate mostly at the level of language or propositions, the law of ontological consistency asks whether those propositions actually line up with the structure of reality itself. So it's like taking semantics off the page and checking that your statements or concepts aren't just internally consistent, but also externally anchored in what exists. Do you want me to give an example to make that a bit more concrete?
Sure. Why not?
Okay, imagine you have a statement like, all swans are white. Logically, it might seem fine. You can reason about it, it's a clear proposition. But the law of ontological consistency would have you check whether that actually fits with reality. Then you find black swans exist. So your concept of all swans wasn't ontologically consistent. It didn't match the actual state of being. So it's really about making sure your logic doesn't just play by the rules of language, but also respects the way things actually are. Do you want me to show a slightly trickier example where it's less obvious?
No, because I've got one for you. Do you think that the definition of consciousness is inherently circular?
That's a really tricky one. In a lot of ways, definitions of consciousness do tend to loop back on themselves because we often define it in terms of awareness, experience, or subjectivity, things you can only really understand by being conscious. So, yeah, there's an inherent circularity if you try to fully pin it down. But you could try to break it out of that loop by describing it in terms of functional or structural features, like neural processes or behavioral markers, without relying solely on subjective experience. Do you want me
Hmm,
to explore that approach?
sure.